Good afternoon. I'm David Frassinelli, Associate Vice President for Facilities here at Fairfield University, and I'm here to talk to you today about some of the projects that we have coming on campus and what the future holds for Fairfield University. By way of background, I've been Vice President here at the university for 9 years, but prior to that I was in the construction industry and built the expansion to the library and the Fairfield Prep School. Oops. What's going on here? Oops. Okay, technology works. So again, talking to you about projects that we have in construction as well as projects that we have in planning. I should note that all of these projects came out of a very lengthy and detailed strategic plan with engagement at all levels of the university that talked about programs and what we would want to see longer term for the future of Fairfield University, including topics such as class sizes and where things logically should be on campus. The strategic plan was then translated into a facilities master plan that talks about the goals of the strategic plan, but in very literally concrete terms, bricks and mortars, what those goals, how we achieve those goals with the projects that we're doing. So currently we have about $85 million in projects under construction as we speak. Of that amount, about $50 million needs to be done by August. Oops, I'm sorry. What's going on here? Okay. So, as you can see, it's been a while since I was out on campus with my camera, but this first project is the Nursing and Health Studies building, on schedule for completion in August of 2017. As the title suggests, it's robust in terms of nursing facilities. We have operating rooms, complete operating rooms with boom lights. We have simulation labs where mannequins are used for various experiments. It really ties into the fantastic program that we have in nursing, and a big piece of this is the technology. For example, there is both synchronous and asynchronous learning going on. Synchronous being you're manipulating in a dummy or a mannequin. I'm told not to call them dummies. You're manipulating a mannequin, and there's a group of students working with the mannequin, but elsewhere on campus there is a classroom full of students watching this simulation. The same event can be then brought up off hours, basically anywhere you have an IP connection. The building also will have several floors, 2 floors of just general purpose classrooms that are primarily focused on the sciences given the building's location next to the Banau Science Center. This in turn has created space capacity within the science buildings that I will touch on later, the opportunities that's going to create for labs. Yeah, I think that's a better approach. Thank you. One of the projects that's very exciting is the Tele. It's named after Daniel and Grace Tully. The Tele Dining Commons represents an expansion to the Barone Campus Center, which was last renovated in 2001. It is a complete renovation to both the servery and the kitchen. And what we did with the dining commons in particular, our primary audience, our primarily food plan users are freshmen and sophomores. And the housing for the freshmen and sophomores is referred to as the quad. We've created a new separate entry into the Barone Campus Center to focus primarily on the sophomore and freshmen living in the quad. So in the front corner of the building that you see there with the piece of red, that will be the new entryway into the Barone Campus Center for students going to dining. And as they walk into that space, immediately to their left will be a floating staircase that then brings you up into the dining commons. We talk about the Tele dramatically transforming the dining experience. We've experienced in the past bottlenecks in the servery area, particularly at the critical time of dinner hour. We've changed the experience by taking a lot of the things that had been in the servery and moving them out into the floor. For example, as you come up the stairs and walk into the dining area, the primary servery will be off to your left, but off to the right will be a freestanding pizza oven, a pizza oven station. There will be a freestanding bakery section. And the idea is that certain stations within the servery oftentimes would become bottlenecks. You know, you can get through 2 or 3 stations in a couple of minutes, but you get to the station that is, for example, the deli counter, that could take 4 or 5 minutes. So some of the longer stations are being moved out into the area where is seating. In general, we're seeing a changing trend from the traditional dining model, particularly at other universities. For example, it used to be that someone would prepare the food, bring it to another person who would then serve the food, and then once the food is served, someone goes to yet another location to sit and eat. In this new dining model, it all blends together such that the preparation of the food will be at a station where the student can actually see the food being prepared and the person who is preparing it is serving it. The food can then oftentimes be consumed right at that counter. Think of a sushi bar, for example, where the preparation and the serving all happens in one location. We're seeing that that's the trend that people want, and people want to see how their food is being made and knowing where it's coming from. And we believe that this is really going to elevate the bar with respect to our dining and food services here at Fairfield University. That project is under construction as we speak. This is a picture that it was taken in January. The steel is up. Oops. The structural steel is up. The skin is going on the building Thursday. And the plan is that this will be opened in August of 2017 for the incoming freshman class. The Kelly Center garage, this is a picture that we took late March. It is a big mud hole as we speak. But the Kelly Center garage is a 380 space garage in the center of campus. We located it right in the main entry for a couple of reasons. We wanted to maintain as much as possible the open green lawns that are a hallmark of Fairfield University, and putting a parking garage will alleviate the pressure to create surface parking. It's ideally located for admissions, which is in the Kelly Center, but we created a garage of a scale and an appearance to match the Kelly Center, so it's not a large, looming, overwhelming structure. It will be extremely well lit. We've got a major investment in security cameras. We're very excited that this will be a wonderful facility. It's also conveniently located across from Alumni Hall Gymnasium for games there, and at Rafferty Stadium and Lessing Field, again, for game day activities. This will simplify where people park and keep them in close proximity to all the really key activities on campus. The sophomore residence hall is being located in the quad. It's very interesting that we have a quad that has 5 buildings, but at one point it was a quad. It is a 200-bed facility, and it's what I'm calling semi-apartments. And what do I mean by this? At Fairfield University, the housing for freshmen is the traditional dormitory experience. A corridor with rooms on both sides, double rooms, and gang bathrooms. And we're seeing amongst universities, this is really the trend for freshman housing. It creates a sense of community and people get to know each other. As we move from freshman year to sophomore year, we still have that community spirit that's necessary. People are still eating in the dining room that I touched on earlier. But the sophomore level rooms that we're planning for this facility will have a series of double rooms with shared bathroom facilities, so that it's no longer a gang bathroom for the entire floor. It's a smaller grouping. We have not included kitchens. As students then progress to junior and senior year, the living accommodations at the townhouses or our Medits halls are true apartments with not only the bathrooms, but kitchens, and we find that many students no longer subscribe to the meal plan, but do their own cooking in their units. This project, again, is breaking ground now. We are on schedule for an August 2018 completion. One of the questions that I had been asked recently is, why did we start the parking garage in March? Why didn't we wait till the school year was over and have less disruption on campus? Similar to this dorm, we wanted the parking garage and all the precast sections, the structural steel for this new dorm, and all the plank floors delivered and in place for the start of the school year. So starting the garage early and starting this dorm early will minimize the impact and the disruption to the incoming freshman class in the fall of this 2017. The current activity, which you may have seen on tours or recent visits to campus, we are at our most impacted time frame now with the 4 major projects under construction. It's put some challenges on parking, but by August, the Nursing and Health Studies building will be complete. The parking garage structure will be up but not open, and the structure for this dormitory will be up, so that there will be minimal impact for the freshman arrival in the fall. Another project that we will be breaking ground on this year is the Dolan School of Business. The current facility for the School of Business is in a former conference center that the university took over, and it was not fully designed to meet the needs of a school of business. This will be a new structure of about 81,500 square feet. It will be across from Bellarmine Hall, adjacent to the Quick Center. One of the things that is the most exciting about this, similar to nursing, is what goes into the building. And we are anticipating cutting-edge technology associated with a robust School of Business program. That cutting-edge technology will include visualization labs. We have a very thorough data analytics program. There will be gaming labs. There will be collaboration classrooms. And as I noted, we are in the design of this, looking to get our approvals from the town this spring and break ground as soon as December of this year. As I mentioned, shovel-ready in December. The anticipated completion is the fall of 2019. And you can see in these interior elevations, when you walk through the front door of this building, it'll be very clear that it's a School of Business application with technology on the wall. You probably will see the Bloomberg labs and ticker tapes of stocks and statistics being displayed. Universities are always looking and always planning. I'm about to talk to you about a bunch of projects that we are very heavily into the planning process on. We're seeing, for example, in the sciences, there is in general an increased interest in the sciences. This is also driven by the growth in nursing and health studies program, but also engineering and business. We're having many programs like the Masters of Public Administration where it is an overlap between the School of Business and health studies. What's going to happen, as I mentioned, with the Nursing and Health Studies building is that we will be bringing on classrooms, particularly on the 4th floor. This will allow us to free up space in the existing Banau Science Building to convert what were classrooms now into labs. And we see this as really elevating the sciences and the sciences program, because oftentimes labs have to serve back-to-back classes and time is lost cleaning up from the last lab and preparing for the next session. One of the other projects we're looking at is an academic commons. we're seeing many universities relying somewhat less on printed media, printed materials, printed periodicals, and books, and they are reducing their collections of books. Oftentimes, they will have sharing relationships with other universities where a specific book can be on a retrieval basis. We are looking to add other functions into our current Domena Narcilius library to create a venue which becomes a one-stop shopping for academic support. And to a certain degree, we've already seen this. The university's writing center is already in the library, as is the IT help desk. We're going to see more academic support in this space, even functions such as tutoring going into the library. That function is currently spread throughout the campus, and one of the other reasons for putting it into the library is that the library tends to be open longer and more robust, and activity going on into the evening hours, so it's a logical place to put these activities. Again, early in the stages of planning this academic commons. Our quad bathrooms, we have 37 bathrooms in the quad, dating back to the original circa 1950s construction with some minimal renovations. At the time they were built, we were an all-male institution. We are now approximately 60% female, so the renovations, besides being needed and updated, will be reconfigured to reflect the current student population. We are also looking to add, I've shown in this slide in the lower right-hand corner, the location of the new dorm I talked about. The other 5 dorms, let's see, the other 5 dorms, we are looking to add small lounges of about 1,000 square feet to support programs of living learning within those dormitories. Of course, the new dorm has this already built into this. So those are also in the planning stages. And a convocation center. It has been mentioned in our magazine that we are looking at the Convocation Center, which would create more opportunities on campus. It would be on the site of the current Alumni Hall. It would include a large lounge, the Stag Club overlooking the court. I should note that we do have our relationship with the arena at Harbor Yard and Bridgeport for many years to come. So again, early planning on this facility. We are also looking to create a new facility for the School of Communications. The School of Communications is Fairfield's newest school, and there are many programs associated with communications that are spread across campus. For example, the Media Center, where I am sitting at the moment, is in the basement of the Fairfield Prep School. We would look to consolidate all these programs from across campus into a new building located next to Canisius and Donnarumma Hall, which would then capitalize on those facilities that are there. And we are looking to do this in that area that I showed on the other map, and it is across, you can see, from our new dining facility. Any questions?
We only received one question, and that was from a parent asking about air conditioning in the buildings, specifically the first-year buildings, I believe, but perhaps you could speak to all of them.
Yes, we actually are planning on air conditioning the quad dormitories. We have a design for a chiller plant. All of the quad dorms are served by a central heating and cooling loop, so it's a function of introducing chilled water into this loop and providing air conditioning to these dormitories. We anticipate being able to start bringing the air-conditioned freshman dorms online possibly in the fall of 2018, but more likely the fall of 2019. Again, the new sophomore dorm will be air-conditioned, and most of the upper class dorms, Dolan Hall, Meditz Hall, Casca Claver, are all currently air-conditioned.
We also just had another one come in. One parent is asking about the townhouse area and if there's any plans to knock those down and rebuild.
Again, At a university, we are always planning and we are always looking at options. We looked at the option of completely demolishing the townhouses and rebuilding new. That project carried a fairly hefty price tag and from a revenue perspective does not gain additional beds. Our current plan for the townhouses is to maintain the current structures as they exist, but upgrade them with new windows, new siding, new doors, new roofing. I should add that we have, every year that I've been here, invested money into the townhouses. We've upgraded heating and cooling and air conditioning. We have sprinklered all but 3 of the townhouse buildings. The last 3 townhouse buildings will be sprinklered for fire protection this summer. In conjunction with this, we will be looking at overall landscaping and image improvements for the townhouses. So it's on our planning. If you have a freshman coming in, there is a good probability that some of these renovations will be well underway by the time they would live in a townhouse.
Great. That was all the questions.
Well, thank you. I appreciate everyone tuning in and seeing what the future of Fairfield University holds. I would like to add that if you have any questions going forward, feel free to email me, and I will be happy to respond. And we look forward to the next 4 years with your students on campus. Thank you.